Right, let's take you back to our top story. And President William Ruto's move to rename some members of his previous cabinet into his new plan casts the National Assembly back into the spotlight, with eyes turned to the August House to see whether it will rubber stamp the list, despite loud objection to retaining some CSs, or whether Parliament this time will stand with the people.
Walk to the bar.
Hot on the heels of tangible unpopularity following June's passage of the Finance Bill 2024, the National Assembly resumes its sittings next week, already having some work on its in-tray. And this assignment is not just any, but one that is promising to serve as a litmus test on whether, once again, the August House will be a rubber stamp of the President's wishes in regards to his new list of cabinet nominees, one which includes individuals previously rejected, as was heard during the protests. Just 1 week after dismissing his cabinet, President William Ruto has released a list of some of those he hopes to work with in the second part of his first term. The 11-man nomination list has 6 people from the previous cabinet and 5 new faces formed through, according to President William Ruto, consultations informing a, quote, broad-based government.
The crisis has presented us with a greater opportunity as a nation to craft a broad-based and inclusive citizen coalition for national transformation and progress, made up of all Kenyans from all walks of life.
Kithure Kindiki, Aden Duale, Alice Wahome and Soipan Tuya have been proposed back to the dockets they held, namely security, defense, lands and environment. Davis Chirchir has also been retained, but is meant to be moving from the Energy Ministry to the Transport docket, while Rebecca Miano, who was in the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry, is proposed to take over the State Law Office as the Attorney General.
It cannot be denied that our nation has been in a crisis caused by multiple and complex factors. Neither can we turn away from recognizing that the opportunity before us is greater than the crisis. Together, we have a chance to take our country where we all want it to be and make our nation, the Kenya we want, a great nation.
The return of some of the ousted CSs has drawn criticism and support alike.
Tulikuwa tunataka Ruto asafishe hiyo nyumba, akisafisha hiyo nyumba atuletee watu mpya.
Huyu mtu atakuwa serious lini? Hayuko serious. Ni kama asikii venye sisi tunataka. Yeye anafuata venye yeye inamwambia.
Mtu kama kwanza Kindiki na Nduale, hiyo ni furaha ya kila mtu hapa Eldoret leo. Attorney General, tunashukuru mama ameshika hiyo kitu. Mara ni ya kwanza.
The displeasure by some Kenyans partly sets the tone that members of the National Assembly will have to bear as a not-so-subtle reminder that their work is cut out. New faces proposed to join cabinet are Dr. Deborah Mulongo Baraza, nominated to head the Ministry of Health. Dr. Baraza is a medical doctor specializing in internal medicine and infectious diseases with over 15 years of experience. Interestingly, just this evening, Dr. Baraza cleared her 80,050 shillings arrears owed to the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council. She had been struck off the register owing to non-payment of membership and license fees. In education, the president has nominated Julius Migos Ogamba to take over from Ezekiel Mashogu. Ogamba was Machogu's 2022 running mate in the Kisii gubernatorial seat. He is the current chairman of the Kenya Electricity Generating Company, KenGen. Andrew Mwehia Karanja, an agricultural economist, has been nominated to take over agriculture and livestock development. 32-year-old civil engineer and a water resource enthusiast Eric Mureithi Mugaa has been proposed to take over the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation. Dr. Margaret Ndongo, an expert in internal governance, is President Ruto's pick for CS for Information, Communication and the Digital Economy. With President Ruto's call for a broad-based government still seen as a government to include opposition players, especially from the Orange Party, he maintains to extensively consult before refilling the remaining slots. Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.